Peace. Welcome back. Core the Dog Butcher, back again with another Worthless Mutts. Here again to shine the light on this worthless dog culture. When it comes to the dumb domesticated dog, not the domesticated dog, the dumb domesticated dogs, the dogs that we see, locked up in homes and shelters, and you see them everywhere on leashes. Those are the dumb domesticated dogs. And with dumb domesticated dogs and dogs in general, if we're going to call them dogs in general, they do not belong anywhere. Dogs do not belong anywhere because nothing benefits from dogs, and dogs don't benefit from any other place. Again, I'm not the most scientific person or the most knowledgeable to explain things, but we look at the penguin, they benefit from being in the cold. They have the physical attributes to survive in the cold, and they do very well without any human intervention. Various fish are able to swim in various types of waters, and they do just fine. Many of them travel east to west, north to south, and they do fine. Bugs and insects are able to adapt. They are food. They're also a resource for plants. So with bugs, insects, things benefit from them, and they benefit from various things. And we can't say that about the dog, about the worthless mutt, because they do not belong anywhere. They don't belong anywhere. They don't even belong in shelters. Dogs don't belong in shelters. And if they did, why are all these shelters, so in a rush, or in pushing these dogs out of shelters? You see them all on Facebook advertising to get rid of these dogs from the shelters, to a point where it's like they want to give them away for free. Like, seriously. And that's another thing. No one gives away good things for free. You're never going to see someone just give away a car for free, unless it's a gift. I'm talking like some random guy has a car, and he, it's a good car, and he says, this car is for free. Houses aren't for free. Food isn't for free. A lot of good things isn't for free. But for dogs, in many occasions, they will say these things are free. Go and take them. Because dogs they don't belong in the shelter either. Dogs don't belong in homes either, because they wreck up a home. They will destroy a home. They will attack people in the home. They will shit in the home and, spread diseases and bacteria and germs in the home. They stink. Dog nut, professionals say they shouldn't be locked up in a home, or they're going to be aggressive. So they don't belong in the home. So you take them outside. And whether it's raining, cold, or hot, dogs cannot survive in various weathers for too long. They can't survive in rain, because that will only speed up the bacteria. They can't survive in heat, because the heat will mess up dogs. They can't survive in the cold, and the cold will mess up dogs. So what's the point of fur? And what's the point of fur? Now, a lot of these dog nuts know that their fur is pretty worthless, which is why they dress them up in these sweaters and jackets, because their fur is worthless. They can't survive in the cold. They can't survive in the heat. They can't survive outside, period. You put them outside, what are they going to do? Nothing benefits from them. They don't benefit from anything. All they're going to do is maul every animal, or at least try to. And then their stench is only going to attract predators. They can't build a home. They don't know how to, stay hidden or undetected. They're easy prey, and they will make it a lot easy for prey to get away from them because they're loud and they just don't know how to hunt and survive on their own. Again, dogs don't even belong outside. They don't belong in the home. They don't belong in the shelters. They don't belong anywhere. They don't belong in schools. Many dogs that enter school property, whether police dog or stray dog, they're attacking people. They don't belong in hospitals. They don't belong in the grocery store. They don't belong in offices. Many complaints about these things. They're unpleasant to be around because they not only even if you take away the attacks, they're still annoying. They still smell. They still spread diseases. They're still going to be loud and annoying. And on top of that, their dog nut owners aren't going to do anything about it. And they only make things even worse. So imagine that. A dog by itself is very horrible. And even with this so-called reliable dog nut owner, the dog is even way more worse because the owner itself cannot control or prevent this thing from bothering people. Even when you do tell them, hey, your dog is doing this, they don't care. They do nothing. So dogs, they just don't belong anywhere. And they don't. They don't belong in the city as stray dogs. They don't, because they just attack people. They look disgusting. And if they're left alone as strays, guess what? Dog nuts are going to come and rescue them. Why? Because dogs do not belong anywhere. They can't survive on their own. They can't be around people because they hold, no benefits from the ecosystem, and nothing benefits from them. Nothing. There is nothing. And speaking of well, I don't really speak of it, but herd dogs, these herd dogs, and this is the thing with general dog nuts who are anti-pit bull. And I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. They will praise other hunting dogs that are not bully breeds. They'll praise them, even though pit bulls themselves will kill natural animals. They will attack people. These herding dogs or hunting dogs will do the exact same thing, attack natural life and kill it. And these dog nuts, general dog nuts, they don't see the problem here. They're going to use hunting dogs and herding dogs as an example of genetics of a good dog. They'll worship this dog, praise this dog. Well, that same dog is killing natural animals. And the pit bull's doing the exact same thing. Maybe not on the same method. It's still the same. They are still being used to kill and abuse natural animals. And these anti-pit bull dog nuts, they're a little confused. And this is why, I hate all dogs. I hate all dogs. And I have no respect for any dog nut. None. Even these general dog nuts are just... They're as bad as pit bull nutters. Because they're so ignorant. And these pit bull, then these dog nuts who are against pit bulls, I don't think it's about... I think for the most part, they're not anti-pit bull because these pit bulls attack people. I think they're anti-pit bull Because these pit bulls attack dogs. They attack dogs. And they don't like that. They can attack all the children they want. They wouldn't say anything. But as soon as they attack their own beloved, worthless mutt, then they have a problem. These pit bulls can attack natural animals, and they probably wouldn't say anything. Because again, these general dog nuts, they praise dogs that hunt natural animals. But as soon as the pit bull attacks their beloved dog, that's when they have a problem. That's when they have a problem. So I think these general dog nuts, or the anti-dog nutters, anti-pit bull nutters, I mean, it's really about the pit bull attacking other dogs, and which is what again makes this dog culture very dog centric and very dog nuttery. We're reading a few posts on Reddit pertaining to Thanksgiving and these worthless mutts. So far, I haven't been able to. I have not been able to find any dog attacks on American Thanksgiving, which is, I guess, good. I mean, sometimes you think there's none, and then by the end of the day, boom, you get an article about a dog attack that happened on Thanksgiving, or a day ago, 2 days ago. But anyways, I'm not going to read everything, but especially on these loaded texts. But anyways, it says Thanksgiving dinner ruined by dogs. Who else has had their Thanksgiving dinner with friends and family totally ruined by dogs besides me? I was told there would be dogs there. I usually never go like the two women who would be there. The hostess herself is not a dog lover, but her husband bought a dog. Then my longtime friend who knows I hate her dog came and brought it with her. Apparently, it is hard to put your dog away on Thanksgiving without paying a lot of money and going out your way to board it out, and leaving it at home and probably out of the question. So, as he is a barker, and her neighbors would hate her for having listened to it for many hours, for the many hours she is gone. Anyways, it was awful. I'm going to do a long story short, kind of speed up. And of course, the owners just scolded it. I only go to someone's home for a meal, very rare, when there are dogs. I was so anxious. And the entire evening, I told them before I got there and during and the end of the evening, I so wanted to see her home and how she lived. But wow, did I have an extreme ridden Thanksgiving dinner. Horrid animals, and dogs are not animals, man. I don't understand how people cannot use their common sense, their observation, to look at dogs and to look at natural animals and see that dogs, the domesticated dog, is not an animal. Dogs are the only ones. And you probably mentioned cats and this, but no. Dogs are literally the only things that are forced to live in homes. They're the only ones with so many problems, anxiety, stress, health problems. They stink, so full of diseases, full of worms, only. And they're so incompetent. They can't take care of themselves. Why can't people just quickly, observe dogs and real animals and realize that they are not the same? If these dogs are really animals, real natural animals, why are we not able to find any of them, talking about the domesticated dogs, out in the wild? And that's because they're not real animals. They're basically made by man. They look deformed. No real animal looks this deformed. There are some animals that look, a little awkward or a little off, but they don't look as deformed and messed up and goofy like the worthless mutts. Dogs are not real animals. People need to speed up their thinking here. Observation. Look at these dogs. Look at natural animals. Natural animals can live free and do whatever they want, and they're fine. You look at these dogs, they're worthless, they're dumb, they're incompetent, they're dependent, they're lazy, they are just stupid. Dogs are not real animals. But anyways, this is another person that had a awful Thanksgiving, which was ruined by dogs and their dog nut owners. Short one this time. Neighbor's dog ruining Thanksgiving dinner. Rant trying to have Thanksgiving dinner and neighbor's dog won't shut up. See post history for context. I can't do anything, and it's literally ruining my life, my family's evening. It's 7 p.m. on Thanksgiving, and I can't move for a year and a half. Dogs at Thanksgiving dinner. I was at Thanksgiving dinner tonight, and of course my brother-in-law had to bring his disgusting, worthless, fat, worthless, greedy, worthless mutt. This dog was probably the worst stench I've ever smelled on a dog, and this obese dog has like 6 plates of food, and everyone just thinks it's cute when the dog finishes its food and comes up to beg. I shut that shit down off the jump, and I'm not letting that stench make me puke while I'm trying to enjoy my dinner. And oh God, don't mention the drool. When they tried to make it seem like I was the asshole when I didn't want it in my face or even touch the dirty dog, why would I willingly touch a creature that smells like corn chips and dirt? You have it. Again, I always say, never go over to someone's house who has a dog. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. Don't do it. Friends, family, don't do it. You do so and you get things like this. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. Having to eat your Thanksgiving dinner with an annoying ass worthless dog begging and whining at your feet. It seems nutters almost think of the whining as some sort of nice background noise to enjoy with your meal. Oh my God, how cute. She wants some turkey over and over again during the dinner. Like, obviously it wants food. That's all it does. Why do we have to keep acknowledging it over and over and over? And it's because they are dog nuts. They suffer from dog nuttery, where they just have to worship these things, and with everything these things do. I've said years ago, or months ago, whatever, there was a lady gardening, and the dog was just sitting beside her. And after they were done in the video, she praised the dog for helping her garden, when all the dog did was sit there and do absolutely nothing. See, dogs don't even have to do anything to be worshipped. But these dog nuts will look for nothing or something just in order to worship these dogs, because these dog nuts are suffering from dog nuttery. This one's a very long one. I'll try to keep this one short. This guy says, relatives bringing over dog for Thanksgiving. Off topic, I like how this guy breaks down the paragraphs. lot more easier to read than to have to read through all of this. Like, I don't know why people can't just break it down. How hard is it to just press the space or the enter to just break down your paragraphs? I mean, if you were a teacher and someone gave you this whole blob of text, you'd probably give them a bad mark. But this is more enticing to read. But anyways, my uncle brought over his dog, a large dog with silver curly fur. I'm not sure what breed it is, but it doesn't matter. The dog is only a worthless puppy. First, when my relatives brought the dog over, it immediately ran upstairs with no oversight and made its way to my room and tried to eat my pet's food bowl. So this dog enters the house and goes straight up to his room. Like, God, real animals don't do that. Like, real animals, if they're in a new place, they will stop and absorb, then go. This only proves that dogs would not survive well in the wild because they're too impulsive. And that will just only get them killed or hurt. Therefore, they're worthless. When I went downstairs to get the family dog, came at me and I ignored it like I usually do. When I moved down, it followed me very close, trying to sniff me. Its nose is right in my hip level, so it's trying to stick its disgusting, slimy nose between my legs to get a good sniff. I turn around and give it an annoyed glare and tell it to back off. The dog looks at me, and I think it recognized my expression, and it starts to growl and bark at me. See, that's the thing with dogs. And people say dogs can recognize bad people and dogs are better than people. Here is a person telling the dog with words and with facial expressions to leave me alone, and that dog isn't moving away. I don't care if this is a puppy or not. I really don't care. And again, if you're gonna say it's because it's how you train it. If you have to train something, then its natural state is repulsive. Its natural state is wrong. Its natural state is unattractive. It's horrible. And that's what dogs are. Their natural state is horrible, which is why they have to train it. And this person is verbally and non-verbally telling this dog to go away, and the dog isn't listening. I don't know if it's vying my attention because I told it to back off, or it decided it doesn't like me. This has led to the situation where the dog will attempt to get up and run at me. It will growl and bark when it sees me again in my own home. Man, that's horrible. I would not take that. I would not take that. That dog would probably be eating the wall. Not literally. But it would be eating the wall and then be probably licking the floor. This dog is acting like it owns the place. Again, dogs, I don't think, this is just me talking, I don't think dogs are territorial. Dogs are just annoying. That's what they are. You don't have to, like, this is a perfect example. This is someone else's home, and this dog is trying to I guess you can say dog is trying to act like it owns the place. I'm sure the dog will have to be locked outside if it doesn't behave by the time Thanksgiving dinner comes around. Also add, I hate dogs. I don't blame my uncle for its behavior. Oh, come on. I mean, come on. You cannot do this. You cannot ignore the owner. You just can't do it. You can't do it. She says she doesn't blame the owner, her uncle, for dog's behavior. He has been good in restraining it, and I do believe that it's a puppy. But even though her uncle, or his or her uncle, allowed this thing to go into her room, violate her space, won't listen, annoy this person, and this person doesn't want to blame the uncle for this. Also gotta blame the dog too. I'm not saying the dog is, an angel, obviously not. It knows lay down, shake, sit, and it goes to its training place. But I hate dogs, and I think this first one, okay, yeah. Long story short, I want to read. Her family knows she hates dogs, and I have been adamant about this since I was a child. They can even scare me, but they never care. That's typical dog nutters. People see my fear and hatred of dogs as childish and irrational. Oh boy, I wish it effing was. I hadn't asked yesterday. I wouldn't have even known the dog was going to be here today. Yeah, so she mentions people think the hatred of dogs is childish and irrational. I mean, the only childish people, so-called people, and the irrational people are these dog nuts and pit bull nuts and bully tards. They're the only ones that behave childish and irrational. They're the only ones that will, let their dog attack you and then they'll just walk off as if nothing happens. They're the ones that are shitting on your lawn and leaving it there. They're the ones tying dog bag of shit in parks. They're the ones annoying people, not listening when their dog is barking, chasing people. They're the ones that will laugh at people if they're getting chased by a dog. They're the ones that allow their dogs to kill and maul their own children. Again, they don't listen. They're reckless. They're vile. They're just disgusting people. I've shown many examples of this. And this is a clear one of this dog not allowing the dog to violate this person. And they want to call people who hate dogs as childish and irrational. Again, dog culture, it's not supposed to make any sense. You're not supposed to be an intelligent person and be a dog nutter. It doesn't make sense. If you were smart and a dog nutter, it just doesn't make sense. I'm pretty sure some dog nuts, have good grades in schools and all that. But if you're a dog nutter, you're still dumb. You're still dumb. You're still irrational, and you're the ones that are childish. And there's no running away from this. You are part of everything that has happened in this dog culture. Whether you did it or not, you are part of this. Because you allow this dog culture to keep going just by you owning a dog. Just by you saying people who hate dogs are childish and irrational, you are only supporting and promoting this dog culture. Therefore, you are dumb. You're the childish one. You are the irrational one. Wanting to eliminate something that is deadly, disgusting, is not irrational. Do you not kill bugs, insects, rats, mice? Do you not kill those things? Do you not kill deer? Do you not go out there, kill cow and pigs and support that? But for someone to just say, I want to eliminate dogs, you're going to call that irrational. Why is that irrational? But you can kill every other animal and that's fine. But wanting to eliminate dogs, it's automatically irrational. Wanting to kill something that doesn't belong here is considered irrational. Man, again, this dog culture, it makes no sense. It's not supposed to. They're not supposed to have smart, intelligent, critical thinkers as dog lovers. They're not supposed to. They're supposed to be dumb, brain dead. This whole dog culture is founded on lies. If anything, has been founded on bloodshed first, then the lies, then the con game. Because dogs weren't always treated this way. If anything, they were used to hurt people. They were used to hurt and kill natural animals. People, for a while, people did not hoard these dogs as pets or fur babies, or they call themselves dog parents. They didn't exist until the last, maybe, I want to say 40, 30 years now. This whole dog culture is still fairly new. Because only, less than 100 years ago, they were drowning dogs in the, is it the East River in New York? The East River. A lot of them were put down instantly. And now when dogs are caught, they get a 10-day vacation and they likely don't get put down. And they're hoarded into these shelters. See, this dog culture, again, it's just founded on bloodshed, lies. Dogs do not belong here. Like I said, they don't belong here. And this dog nuttery is just getting worse every day. Now there's dog magic shows. That's probably been going on for a while, but hey, there are dog magic shows now. Like, everything is being contaminated with dog nuttery. And here we have, again, this is for Thanksgiving, wasting of food. Wasting food, materials, time on these worthless mutts. This is a waste. Do you think these dogs care about these decorations or the table? This is horrible. They're willing to kill various animals just to support these worthless mutts. Like, not even cows, horses, pigs, they don't even live like this. But dogs are locked up in these disgusting cages. Again, I don't care for the dog, but look how the dogs are living. It's like disgusting. But real animals, they actually, even though it's kind of contradictory, but they like farm animals, like some of them are for the most part, for the some part of it, they have better conditions than this. Look at these dogs live in these jails. These are jails for dogs. And they're wasting food on these things. Apparently this is a shelter. And again, these shelters try to force people to buy these dogs. So dogs don't even belong in shelters, mind you. They don't belong here. They don't belong anywhere. Also, hundreds of dogs across the U.S. are falling ill with unknown respiratory illness. I think this kind of things have been going on for as long as dogs have existed. Dogs suffer from many medical health issues. They're created with them. Like, they know, like, the dog nuts know. They know the common health problems that dogs have. If they know what they're gonna have, yet they still go out there and create them. So now tell me, who's the irrational one? Someone that is willing to create these things so to allow them to suffer for nothing at all with these health problems, or someone that wants to eliminate them all off the face of the earth. Pet Smart Charities. Um, they really got to change that name. There's nothing smart about PetSmart. There is nothing smart about PetSmart. Here we have a dog nut, pit nut parent with a bully breed and her child. And they want to call themselves PetSmart. And again, they want to force people to own these things. And they have a National Adoption Week. Again, dogs don't belong anywhere. But here we have a mother who's supposed to protect her child, forcing her child to live with a dangerous, worthless mutt. I'm sorry. It's okay. So this person obviously does not care for her child. This person doesn't care for herself. And this person doesn't care for those around her. Willing to endanger people for a worthless, ridiculous, repulsive, worthless mutt. For absolutely nothing. In 6 days, over 14,000 pets. I guarantee 90% of them were dogs. It's all about dogs. And with those dogs, it'd probably be like 70 or 80% of them were bully breeds, pit bulls. And they for something that is totally misunderstood. For something that is totally misunderstood, while they kill people left to right, terrorize neighborhoods left to right, man. They surely, aren't wanted much. They surely aren't that much wanted for something that's so misunderstood and so dangerous. It just doesn't make any sense. And here we have this person, this dog nut, is definitely not a pack leader. This person, this dog nut, so-called person, is not a pack leader. Can't control their worthless mutt. No control whatsoever. And willing to embarrass themselves in front of the whole world to let everyone know that this dog nut, let everyone know that, hey, I am not a pack leader. This isn't dog culture. Anything dogs do, they'll find something amusing about it. They always want to find something amusing about dogs when they're just stupid. Like, real animals don't do this. This isn't funny. Okay, it's only funny in a way that these things are very worthless. Very worthless to a point, again, that they don't belong anywhere, because no real animal does this. No real animal does this. No real animal does this. And I should also add, no real parent endangers their child. I'm sorry, little girl, man. You're done, man. Even if this thing doesn't attack, you're still being endangered. Sorry. Feel sorry for you, man. Sorry for any child that has to be born, with dog nut parents, pit nut parents, bully tard parents. All right, you cannot look at this thing and tell me that this thing is beautiful. I don't care who you are. If you're a certified dog nut, you cannot look at this thing and tell me that this thing is beautiful. This thing is ugly. It looks dirty. It looks filthy. It's deformed. Look at its head. Like, what the look at this shit. Like, what the heck is that? This ain't beautiful. This looks disgusting. Look at all these dirt marks on it. It's disgusting. All these black splotches. It is disgusting. This is not pretty. Not even close. Not even like a unique look. This is disgustingly ugly. And this thing is ugly too, but this thing, it is ugly. And here we have, I should have, my bad. I should have forgot to cover that, but let's see. I can do it this way. So here we have a diabetes organization for children. You know, they want to help, support children with diabetes, but at the same time they're pushing the bully breed propaganda. So it really doesn't make sense. Like, this is a group that wants children to live, but at the same time they're pushing the bully breed propaganda, when bully breeds and dogs in general are known for attacking children, killing children. It doesn't make sense. The Diabetes Cure Alliance. Hey, we want to cure you from your diabetes, but we want to also make sure you get mauled by these worthless mutts. This is horrible. 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 This organization is dumb. They are not reliable. They're not reliable. They're not reliable whatsoever. How can you promote, helping children, but then, you give them this deadly weapon to hug, and again, dogs don't like hugs, and you're all in its face. Many adults have been bitten by this thing. Children have been killed by this thing. These things look like they look. I don't believe in souls and all that stuff, but in terms of that word, soulless, these things look soulless. It looks like these things, aren't really here. Like it looks like they're not here. They're gone. Like it looks like they're gone. Like there's nothing in them. There's no life in them. Like there's like a demon in them, like some kind of disgusting, vile, demonic. I said energy, but demonic energy in them. Like there's nothing here. Real animals don't look like this. You look at real animals, it's like, oh, you can feel their, for the most part, you can feel their energy. You can feel their, you feel good looking at them. And you go outside, you see foxes, you can just observe the foxes and you feel fine. See butterflies, you feel fine. Other animals, you feel fine. You look at these things, it's like, ugh. There's nothing there. It makes you feel horrible inside. It does. Yeah, so that's it for this. I'll call it the Black Friday sermon. Dogs don't belong anywhere. And they really don't. They don't belong anywhere. They don't. They don't belong in the home. They don't belong outside, not in the cold, not in the heat. They don't belong with people. They don't belong with children, not with other animals, not in the wild, not in the water. They don't belong anywhere because they're going to attack people. They're diseases. They get anxiety. They get stressed out. They're not socialized. They're not this. They're not that. They're not this. They need to have a leash. They can't have a harness. They need a muzzle. They don't need a muzzle. They gotta eat. They can't eat this. They gotta eat this. So many health problems. Dogs don't belong here. Plus, they live really short lives anyway. So that only proves that these things do not belong on this earth. I'm in there. This is another Worthless Mutt. Score the Dog Butcher. And remember, it's okay to hate dogs.